Student TV. I'm Martin Dasko. I'm the host. Yeah, buddy. Welcome back to Studentomics TV. Today, for this entire episode, we're talking about 5 ways to save up for your first trip. And for every way, I'm going to be standing in a different location with a better view. Hopefully the views get better. They might get slightly worse, but I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point. Like, how much worse than this can it get? Or how much better can it get? I don't even know. So the first way to be able to afford to travel is to work. Get a job somewhere else. Like, my brother's a barber back home in Toronto. So instead of being a barber in Toronto in the winter, that makes no sense. Why would you want to be a barber in the winter in Toronto? No brainer. So he got a job as a barber in the summer in Australia. So whatever job you have, it could be anything. Try to find it overseas, you know? You fill out a few forms, you go through the proper paperwork, of course. Don't do it illegally. I don't want to find out that you're getting kicked out of Australia because you don't want to get kicked out of this paradise. And then apply for the job, and that's how you can afford to travel. It's number 1. Welcome back to Studentomics TV. We're talking about 5 ways to plan your first trip or how to save up for it. We already talked about my brother who's a barber in Australia. And now we have this awesome young lady, Megan, for way number 2.
You would budget, put money aside for saving up to go travelling, and also take cash out so you don't spend everything on your card, so it doesn't feel like real money.
So how'd you save up for such an epic trip to Australia?
I worked a lot and would budget how much I needed for the whole trip, and then each month put money aside until I had enough money to go.
So here's the thing, most of us think that we can't afford to travel. That's because we look at the price of like $5,000. We look at the flight and we're like, oh my god, I can't afford that. But if you think about it, like $1,000 could be like a couple Friday nights, a couple weekends out. So did you stay in a little bit more to travel more?
Yeah, just be more mindful of what you're spending your money on. So if you needed how much you need for the trip, break it up into like 12 months or 14 months, and it might just be £400 a month. So you just be more mindful.
£400, that's like what, a bit more Canadian.
Yeah,
So how'd you figure out how much you needed for the trip?
research.
Research?
Yeah, researching. So looking at blogs from people and asking friends as well that have travelled, looking online at flight prices, trying doing stuff yourself, so looking at tours with companies and seeing what they offer, and then seeing if you can do it yourself for cheap, so kind of making it up yourself but getting tips from what they.
That's amazing. So how long did it take you to save up for this trip? Because we're currently in Sydney, Australia. Not Sydney, I don't know what town. Blue Mountains of close to Sydney, Australia. So how long did it take you to save up for this?
Probably a year because I lived by myself.
Wow.
So I was
She
paying-
lives by herself. Most of you still live at home, you losers. You mean people that listen to this actually live at home still and they're over 30? I'm Martin Dasko. As you can tell, I'm getting a haircut by the globe-trotting, jacked barber, my brother Adrian. We're talking about 5 ways that you can afford to travel, even if you think you can't. So as I said in way number 1, you can get your job somewhere else. Here we are in Sydney, Australia, and Adrian works as a barber. So what's way number 3? Because you're probably thinking like, I can't cut hair. I personally can't cut hair. I don't have any like real skills like that. I can record videos and talk a bunch of nonsense. Like I couldn't really get a job in another country. So number 3 is teach English. I'm actually going to include a bunch of links in this video, as I've personally never done it. So I don't want to talk about something I haven't done, but I've had a few guest posts from readers that have gone on to teach English overseas. There are many countries like South Korea, Japan, China, where you get a certification course, and then you take the course back home, and then you go there and teach English. My buddy Zach did this, and a lot of places will cover your accommodations. So not only will they bring you in, they'll pay you for your flight, your accommodations, and you'll get a salary. You might not get rich, but you're making money and you're getting paid and you get to travel. Imagine someone else picking up your travel expenses. Isn't that amazing? Check out the articles attached to this video and stay tuned for way number 4 to travel. Welcome back to Studentomics TV. We're on the 4th part on how you can travel when you think you got no money. As you can tell, we're by the Sydney Opera House. Like, we should have probably started here. This is like the most popular destination, but we ended up here. Oh, we got one more part left. So number 4 is to create a digital income. We've talked a lot about this in other episodes about freelancing, starting a blog, starting an online business. But this is the one thing that will give you the chance and the luxury to afford to travel. So all you need is your laptop and Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi has been pretty terrible here so far, so we'll ignore that part. I'm sure there's good Wi-Fi in some parts of Sydney. But yeah, you can start freelancing. You can start, like, writing articles or doing like any kind of freelance work. There seems to be lots of like group personal training sessions here. So if you're a personal trainer in Toronto, you might as well try to become a personal trainer here. And if you got a following on Instagram, I'm sure you could just promote it to your audience. You can also start a blog where you're making affiliate income, you're selling products, selling courses, books, whatever you can. I'm obviously going to attach some links, but do your best to create some online money so then you can just bring your laptop, use the terrible Wi-Fi, and enjoy the scenery. Welcome back to Studentomics TV. We're in the last part of our series. It's going to be sad to see you go. I've actually left my brothers. I've left Sydney, and now I'm in Byron Bay, Australia, and I decided to rent out an RV as an Airbnb. It's a bit quiet in here, so I can get some good thinking done, but yeah, so way number 5 to travel when you think you can't is to go somewhere to learn a skill or to study or just invest in yourself, Like a lot of these ways involved, saving up or trying to get a job somewhere else, but sometimes you got to think about the long term. And could you go somewhere to learn a new skill? Could you go to Brazil to learn jiu-jitsu? Could you learn salsa in Colombia? Could you, my brother Pat is studying, he's getting his master's here in Sydney because it was just a better program to get into. It's obviously an investment. And there's people that go, I can go on with the examples. You can go anywhere in the world and try to learn something new, or go to formal education or learn a skill, or just try to pick up some sort of knowledge that you can take back and then make more money at home. So yes, this will cost you money. You're going to have to apply the other tips in here. You're going to have to grow that online business or save up like Megan did and budget like crazy. But then you invest that money into yourself. You pick up that skill and you go back home with this newfound knowledge. And then you can be I have a friend that did a scuba diving. He became a scuba diving instructor in Thailand. Like, that's pretty cool, Imagine going to a local scuba diving shop and the guy was, licensed in Thailand and he's been diving around the world. Like, that's pretty awesome. So never be afraid to invest in yourself.